Eckhart Tolle's Birth Chart, The Astrologer's Secret to Enlightenment. Welcome to the channel, where we explore the meeting point between astrology and awakening. Today, we're diving deep into the birth chart of Eckhart Tolle, one of the most influential spiritual teachers of our time, the author of The Power of Now and A New Earth. But what if his awakening was written in the stars? What if astrology could reveal the hidden cosmic design behind his transformation from depression and despair to the embodiment of pure presence? Stay with me as we uncover the astrological secret to enlightenment through Eckhart Tolle's chart. Part 1. The story behind the awakening. Before we look at the planets, let's revisit his story. Eckhart was born February 16, 1948, in Lunen, Germany. For much of his early life, he lived in deep anxiety and depression. At the age of 29, one night, he reached a breaking point, a total inner collapse. He describes thinking, "I can't live with myself any longer." And in that moment, something profound happened. He realized, if I can't live with myself, there must be two of me. Maybe only one is real. And that insight, that awakening, shattered the illusion of the ego. From that day forward, his identity dissolved into stillness and awareness. He spent years living in a state of silent bliss before later teaching millions about the power of now. But what was happening astrologically at that time? Let's see what the stars reveal. Part 2. The Soul's Blueprint. Cancer Ascendant. Eckhart's ascendant is in Cancer, under the nurturing nakshatra Pushya. Cancer represents emotional sensitivity, empathy, and a deep inner life. These souls feel everything, not just their own emotions, but the collective emotional field. Pushya Nakshatra is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibility, and ultimately liberation through maturity. This placement gives a natural teacher, someone whose life purpose is to nurture the soul of humanity through emotional understanding. Cancer rising people often go through intense inner storms before they find peace. For Eckhart, that storm came early and became the catalyst for awakening. His journey began in the ocean of emotion and ended in the stillness of presence. The chart already whispers the theme, suffering transformed into wisdom. Part 3. Saturn, the soul's teacher. In his chart, Saturn is the Atma Karaka, the indicator of the soul's highest lesson. And where is Saturn? It's in Cancer, retrograde in the nakshatra Ashlesha, the serpent of transformation. This is the placement of someone who must face deep inner fears, emotional entanglements, and karmic heaviness until they learn total detachment. Ashlesha brings the potential for Kundalini awakening, the serpent power that rises when the ego dissolves. So, when Eckhart Tolle reached that breaking point at 29, that was no coincidence. It was his Saturn return. The moment Saturn returns to the same place it was at birth, marking a time of karmic awakening and maturity. For most people, the Saturn return is a crisis. For Eckhart, it was liberation. Part 4. The Sun and Mercury in Aquarius. Now let's talk about his mind and purpose. Eckhart's Sun and Mercury are both in Aquarius, the sign of human evolution and collective awakening. The Sun in Aquarius doesn't seek personal glory. It seeks to serve humanity. These are visionaries, teachers, and reformers of consciousness. Mercury retrograde here adds an introspective quality. His thoughts turn inward, analyzing the nature of mind itself. It's no surprise that Eckhart's teachings focus on watching thought and realizing that you are not your mind. This is literally written in his chart. Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, the mind turned to higher truth. The nakshatra Shatabisha means 100 healers. It's about healing through awareness, through the medicine of consciousness. Exactly what Tolle embodies. Part 5. Venus in Pisces, the mystic heart. Now we reach one of the most beautiful placements in his chart. Venus exalted in Pisces, in the nakshatra Uttara Bhadrapada. This is the signature of the mystic, the one who experiences divine love, not as romance, but as union with existence itself. It's the stillness behind all creation, the same stillness he speaks of when he says, "Be still and know that you are." Venus and Pisces opens the heart to universal compassion. It sees beauty in silence. It loves without attachment. This placement explains why Eckhart's presence feels peaceful, radiant, and unconditionally kind. He is living Venus in Pisces. Part 6. The Moon in Aries, the birth of awareness. Eckhart's moon is in Aries, in Bharani Nakshatra. This nakshatra is ruled by Venus and symbolizes the womb, the process of death and rebirth. It's a powerful sign of transformation. Bharani people often experience intense inner death before spiritual rebirth. They face the destruction of old identities, exactly what happened to Eckhart. The moon in Aries brings courage and pioneering energy, the willingness to step beyond the known. This is the emotional fuel that allowed him to walk away from his old life and simply be. Part 7. The Rahu-Ketu axis, the path of liberation. Finally, let's look at the Rahu-Ketu axis, the karmic path of evolution. Rahu is in Aries and Ketu in Libra. This axis describes moving from seeking harmony and validation through others, Libra, to discovering pure self-awareness, Aries. It's about breaking free from dependency and realizing your own inner light. That's exactly what his awakening was, a shift from external identity to pure consciousness. When the nodes matured, his karmic journey reached its peak. He no longer needed to be someone, he simply was. So, what's the secret behind Eckhart Tolle's enlightenment seen through astrology? It's the union of Saturn's discipline, Venus's compassion, and Aquarius's vision, all converging to dissolve the ego and reveal the eternal now. His chart teaches us that awakening isn't random. It's a divine design, a destiny written in the stars. And maybe your chart holds its own path to awakening too. If you enjoyed this cosmic deep dive, remember to like, subscribe, and share. In the next episode, we'll explore why Eckhart Tolle awakened at 29, the Saturn return mystery. Until then, be still, be aware, and remember, you are the sky. Everything else is just weather.